Are we live? Are you guys out there? Is it Friday night? Are we live? You guys out there? Hey everybody, thanks for coming. I'm so glad to be here. It's the end of the week and we are together celebrating the end of the week. Woo! Sorry I'm a little bit late. Had some excitement. The dogs really wanted to be also part of the live, but I don't know if you just wanted to listen to barks the whole evening, so they unfortunately needed to get ejected a bit. Cheers to you and yours to this beautiful Friday night, or morning, or Saturday morning, or wherever in the world you are, and it's that time. Hey Ken, thanks for coming. And Brian's here, and Pigeon Blood, Ruby, and Soul, and Sandmaker. Man, where's my tool? There's like a mirror tool somewhere around here where I could be calling out. Jackie, I didn't quite take your advice that you talked about earlier, but I did have a wonderful crack at the chiropractor, and when I got back I made sure to adjust the attitude. Oh hey, Rock Mountain Bear's here, awesome. Cheers to you, Randy. Good to see you. And Travis is in the house. Yeah, we got a full house of fun, and I've got some really fun stuff to go over tonight. We have a whole bag of goodies that I haven't looked at since we collected them in Central Oregon. I've been saving them for us to open like it's Christmas. And then if you've been watching over the week, I released a little short, and it was about the opals that I've been cutting. It's opal season, to get the spray tan and everything. Jenny's in the house. Good to see you. And so while I was giving myself a spray tan with the Boulder Opal stuff, I'm trying to I'm trying to catch up with some special orders for some of the opals. So I'm going to show you some of what I'm working on as far as that's concerned. You guys can help out as far as being, crowdsourcing intelligence. So are you guys feeling intelligent and wise? And I hope that you guys have some fun stuff set up for this weekend too. Throw it in the chat, and I'm going to catch up really quick because I did see Jackie said something about is seeing somebody who does facial distortion. I will. It hurts a lot. Okay. Man, just going to the dentist hurts enough. I don't know that I want to go to my chiropractor or the facial distortion person to have more pain. I'm not a fan. I like no pain, no gain. So I get that. But all right. Yes, Jackie, you do want an opal tan. You do. I love it. Allison is in the house. Hey, Patrick. Okay, so everybody, after we're done here on the live, you need to go watch Patrick's new release. It's really, really hot documentary, and it's Washington uranium. Who doesn't love to know all about it? It's really actually funny. What a great script. And so, and I did see that there is a market for Patrick's voice in documentary for sure. And let's see. And Rachel waves and says hi too. Hey, Rachel. Out there in TV land. Oh, Katie is here. Katie did rocks in the house. Good to see you. And facial, not facial. I get it's not facial, but like the tissue facial, Jackie. But thank you. Like facial distortions. I have a lot of them. Oh goodness, yes. Let's see. You know who's missing is Greg, and I wanted to call him out. And so you guys let me know when Greg's here. Maybe he's got a rock meeting. I know sometimes that will overwrite his fun on Friday nights, the rock club. How dare they? So, oh, Blind Squirrel Rocks is in the house. Howdy, howdy. And everybody's saying hi. Yes. To Katie did. Kate. And yes, Patrick does make amazing videos. And I'm just backtracking just a little bit just to make sure that Ken has brain. Good. All right. I'm feeling it. This is good. You guys have a great vibe tonight. Love it. Thanks for sharing it. Fuchsia is good too. Fascia, fuchsia, all those things that rhyme with that. I'm trying to think if there's any more housekeeping to do other than that everybody needs to roll and see the Patrick video. I missed something that David of Turquoise Lapidary fame just released. I think he was on this an hour ago, and so I'm going to need to backtrack and check that out. But this has been a chunky day. Jackie was referring to my salutations where I needed good mornings and coffee at about, I don't know what time that was, 5. So I think I might just stick a fork in it, though. This is a great this is a great way to wind down from a day that, like, have you all ever had those days where you cannot find anything that you're looking for to begin with, and it seems like everything that you are trying to get done, that you've got a schedule, you got to get it done, by X time because it needs to go into the mail or whatever, special order, blah blah. And hey, Rock Twister, and you just can't do it. It's like one of those bad dreams where you can't move or you can't, like, yell out or something. I mean, it was an amazing day. I had to start laughing at myself because it was like the universe, everything was working in the opposite direction. So we'll see what that was about. Right, Jackie, exactly. I had to stop looking for something because I actually you guys are probably wondering, how come she can't find anything in there? That's so weird. But I did rip like half of my studio apart looking for something, and I wasted all this time looking, and I still haven't found it. It exists in the universe, but it's just not on this planet right now. So I'm not gonna worry about that. Oh, Rocky Mountain Bear says that this is a daily occurrence for you. Oh man. Okay, so how do you cope with that? Like, we can have a support group here. If I wasn't laughing, it would have been my mascara running instead, I'm afraid. Yeah, I know we all are busy, and so yeah, that's why we can have a support group. Is, I'm wondering, all these people that I know, they just get all this stuff done, tons and tons done. How do they do it? Especially when you know that there are days like today. Yes, those days are referred to as today. Yes, soul. I agree. When you didn't know you were looking for anything. Yeah, Randy, that's good. Well, my favorite is, I know you've all done this, is you go upstairs or you go downstairs or whatever is relative to your household, and you get to where you think you're going, and you don't know what it was that you were after. I know I left the studio and I was going down the hallway and I was gonna get that thing, but yeah, and then you do 3 other things and you go back to your studio and you're like, it was the safety glasses I needed or whatever it was. Yeah, ask me how I know. But you have coffee now and a snack, and you changed, the music on the stereo or whatever. Everyone needs a good helper monkey. I agree. Let's get that. And Allison says, laughing at herself is the only way to get through it. Yes, laughter is excellent therapy. Totally. Doorways are forgetful portals. Brain says it. You got that right. It is like it's some sort of a magical mental magical mental portal that you walk through and you're like, wait, what was that thing? And so Ken says he's taken to repeating himself 3 times what I'm doing or where I'm putting something down so I remember after I take 5 steps. Yeah. I'm I'm definitely cheers to that world. Oh, Rock Twister, I like that. Twister says that they have to stop what they're doing and eat dark chocolate on a long walk, and that resets the day. I like that. That's good therapy too. Laughing, group therapy, and eating dark chocolate and taking walks. And Katie did. Don't worry about it. I hope Jim's making something delicious for supper. And thank you so much for dropping in and giving the thumbs up. Thank you. It's good to see you, even if it's virtual. And oh, Jackie, yeah, right. This is the big moose mug, the mystery moose mug. What's inside? And actually, there's a place in Thane, Wyoming, this artist studio where you can get them. So if y'all descend on Thane, Wyoming, oh, I even had his card here. I dug up this person's card on accident looking for the thing that I could not find today, but I'm sure I couldn't find that card now, and I'm not going to try. But yeah, makes these super impressive mugs. And so not only are you getting drinks, but you're also doing like bicep work while you're having to lift such a heavy and formidable vessel. And so, yeah, I love this. This one my brother got us. And we have 2 of them that we use like every day. And so they're fantastic. Oh, something is like fighting Dementor. Yes. Oh, you know what? I could put so Rock Twister was suggesting that I put the link for this person's gallery in Thane in the description. Will do. And that would be super cool if it brought him a little bit of traffic. Y'all probably haven't heard of Thane, and there's a reason why it's so small. And so like I'm sure that he would really dig some attention. Let's see. And then actually there's one of our fellow folks that like watches the podcast and hangs out, is also a very talented ceramicist. Had to search for the word, and I will put his link in the description as well. His name is Kirk, and so that way you guys will have some ceramic choices. All right, and so oh, Bob's Rocks is in the house, and that was another thing that I was actually looking for is Bob's Rocks sent me this gorgeous fire agate a while back, and I ran across the polished piece, but I couldn't find. He gave me 3 lumps, and I have 2 pieces of rough that I've been dying to get to because it's the carving season outside, and I'm trying now to rush and get all of the carving things that need to happen, like the opals and any carved regular stones that I want to do, sunstones, and of course the fire opal. I can set up something inside like you see people do, but it's kind of a bit of a show, having like the little box that has the armholes in it and the containment and making sure that you can still see and all that kind of stuff. It's just, why not just take it outside? Yeah, Jackie, you gotta love a good coffee mug, and the bigger the better, as I think we can all agree on. And Daniel is in the house. Thank you so much for coming. Good evening. It's Friday. We're getting into it. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to get us turned around here. And we're going to be looking at I don't know. I'll let you guys vote. I know that for sure we're going to look at some opals, and we're going to look at some of the agates that we found in Central Oregon. And it's not just agate. There's some other material in there, but I honestly, it's been a little like a week now, and so I'm not entirely sure what all is in there. There could be some spiders and whatnot too. So do you guys want to see the mystery spoils from rock hunting first, or do you guys want to see the boulder opals and what's going on with that first? And we'll go ahead and let you guys vote what it is that we get a chance to see. Everybody's thinking. Sonia's in the house, and she's working, so she's mostly listening and watching and not chatting, and that's quite all right. I love the lurking is absolutely great. Rockin' Wheelers is in the house, and your boss too. Yeah, I love lurking about. I usually am around for most of Kyle's lives. It's just that I'm listening and I'm working right there instead of being on the computer. And usually it's just far enough away that I can't readily make a comment, or I really shouldn't, or my hands are busy. Need like the voice to text for my chat, I think. Okay, so let's see. Boulder Opal, I see okay, there's mystery, Boulder Opal, mystery, everything, of course. Want to see them both, but love the opals. All right. Oh, and Ken just wanted to remind everybody, don't forget to switch from top chat to live chat if you haven't, because apparently that might sort out people that you would otherwise see the comments of that you won't for some reason. Don't know why they do that. But thank you for that reminder, Ken. And Allison says that she lurks a lot too, and we have Joseph and Rosie as well. And so I'm changing now my chat because I was in the top chat. So Cynthia Foss is in the house. Did I say hi to Cynthia already? I think I did at the top of the evening, but I want to be thorough. Going back through, making sure I'm not missing stuff. Okay. And so I think it was mystery, but don't worry. That'll be juicy, and then of course the opals are going to be equally as juicy, I think. And so we're gonna do this, and we're gonna do the awkward. I always forget where it is. Switch around. So there is the beautiful desktop where all the magic happens if the magic is here. And we've got this bin so that we can dunk our items in the water. And the place that we went to go looking for these rocks, we were with friends, and so it's a bit of a secret spot just because we hit it with some friends, and so I'm not quite at liberty to share. Jackie says that she also lurks, and if she's not chatting and there's a live, she's usually just watching, she says. I think there's a lot of us that do that. It's great entertainment. I'm just pulling out the first thing that I came to, so I'm just gonna put that in the water. These, I guess, some of the bigs just hanging out right at the top of the bag. I have this kind of like a surplus military bag that is a what's the word I'm looking for? A sling bag, like one handle or whatever that slings over so that you can wear it crossbody. I really prefer that for collecting, although I know that everybody has their preferences. Here's just a little sampling. What do you prefer? And why? Stalkers. Yeah. Bunches of stalkers up in here. As always, we viewers appreciate the good nasal hygiene. Thank you. Yeah, and something that we always say is if there are bats in the cave, a good friend always tells a friend too. So you gotta let somebody know, if they're filming a live, or if you're standing in the parking lot with somebody, trying to carry on a conversation. Friends let friends know. So I'm trying to reorient the lights so that you guys don't have big uh, circles. Okay, totally rando. Here we have Nutsack. I think that would be a Kyle reference, and I don't mean that in a bad way, but that he is sponsored by Nutsack TM. Try to get some of the floaties and sinkies out of here. This to begin with, the material is from an area that is near, or would probably be part of, what's called the Crooked River Caldera. And I think either on one of my premieres, a live stream, or maybe even somebody else's, we were talking about the Yellowstone hotspot and how cool it would be to do a tour based on the Yellowstone hotspot. And, going to the places where it was supposed to have gone. And seeing the geology and, of course, the beautiful spoils that we get from that. So this place would be part of the Crooked River Caldera, which there are theories that before the Yellowstone hotspot, my finger, this one, where is it? Is the Yellowstone hotspot. I didn't have a chance to do my nails. Sorry, guys. And the hotspot traveled through the bottom of Oregon, Nevada, kind of Idaho, Utah-ish, and then up to Wyoming. And then the top of my finger now is where Wyoming is, relative as far as the states go. There's a theory that instead of when it started in Oregon, instead of having come down from here, like using that same trajectory that it went on, there's a rotation that possibly could have changed the bearing on it, that it came from the coast of Oregon, bounced down through Oregon, and then because of the rotation came back up through. And so if that is true, it flowed through the Crooked River Caldera, and it's a caldera nonetheless. And so I'm going to get caught up here because I saw we have a 3-gallon feed bucket as a collection bin, which is a great idea. Oh, Bob's Rocks is working on some turquoise. I'm so jealous. Awesome, Bob. We still need to talk. We need to talk about the Boulder Opals. And let's see. Slip mine to my belt and it's porous enough to let the sand out. Okay, so kind of like the sand maker likes to carry some kind of like a mesh bag or something like that. And an Army surplus canvas short backpack. It was billed as a NATO jump pack. Nice. And that was Ken was saying that, and he was so sad the day that it finally died, traversing a cliff face, of course. Yeah, I totally hear that. Can you guys hear the dogs barking in the background? I hope not. Potty training is still... Oh, okay. I'm like, is there a potty training bag that's really good for rock hounding? One track mine. Just one single track is all. Yeah, the surplus bags, that's the only super sad thing about them, is that, when they're gone, they're gone forever. And And so, yeah, nutsack TM. Um, did Kyle hear us? Yes, Kyle is in the house. Hey, Kyle. We were talking about nutsacks. We're doing some promo up in here for you. So go order a nutsack. They're fabulous. It followed the American Craton. Yes, Randy knows what's up with that. Like my brief geology snippet there. Let's see. So yeah, the dogs are going nuts. Can you hear that? Bjork and nom noms. Yeah, they heard something outside. It's probably like a squirrel or something like that. And so I think I need to do the thing so that we can see stuff close. We'll do this and this. And so this is kind of neat stuff. You can see that it's like a jasper that has all these beautiful pockets of agate through it, and it's a very nice complementary color combination as well. So you've got like this white and bluish agate in this like super hot red jasper, and so I cannot wait to cut this one. I oftentimes don't save jaspers, but this one I thought, wow, you're gonna be so pretty that I need you, and I will cut you. And I'm still, yeah, look at that. Uh-oh, did I ruin it? Let's see if we can't. Yeah, that's focusing. Yeah, it almost is set up like sometimes the limb casting looks to me. But I don't think we were in the like quite the region that would be good for that. But this is some fun stuff, and I wasn't sure, especially since we were in somebody else's honey hole, what to expect or to expect anything. And it just turned out to be really silicate rich, beautiful stuff. Yes, we got squirrels on the beach, Jackie. We do. Kyle and his pet wolf spiders. I'm sure that I missed that story somehow. Bummer. Oh, and Kyle is actually making another video on that spider tonight. Fantastic, so that I can catch up with this story. Yeah, you'd want to go full screen for that beauty. I'm gonna get back out for a moment here because this guy's pretty big, and again, the material's trippy. So I feel like I'm looking at some rhyolite here, and look at that sweepiness. Something pretty serious is going on there. And then we got bots. And bots and bots and bots. And this kind of continued around. These were dusty and dirty enough that I was having trouble seeing, like, so how far does that agate go? Is that just a crust? Or is that, like ribbons that will go through the whole specimen? So this is stuff that I'm probably going to need to cut, obviously. I mean, that Randy's sitting there going like, cut it. But yeah, look at all of those, like all the bots over here, and there's like this beautiful bot situation going on there, and a lot of what looks like I said, the ribbons that will hopefully go through the material into the rhyolite looking stuff, and who knows what color it's going to be. This one's covered with some lichen or something like that, so can't really get a very good look at that, but you can kind of see the colors going on, like mauves and yellows and oranges. Looks like some green. So this could also be very mossy. I'm just not sure. I don't know how deep that stuff goes, but it has the look of some kind of neat mossiness. And so rest assured that I will be cutting. And I have a blade that I don't love so much that I can put on my saw and use that while I'm waiting on another of the centered thin blades and some garden variety. I guess I could zoom back out at this point. Whoa, wrong way. Seam agate. And a lot of times I won't necessarily take stuff like this, but ever since Theo made us all bite the iris bug, I think I just blended two sayings that don't work, but that I'm always looking for iris now. And I don't think I could really, there's no way for me to know by backlighting it this way. This is too thick and too dirty. But like, it kind of had that feeling because there's lots of forts, teeny weeny fortifications in this piece, and you're looking for that parallax, and I'm always hopeful. I don't know why, because you lose your finger pads and your fingernails to your flat lap when you're trying to polish those, but gosh, it's so worth it when you see the rainbows come out. Kind of looks like maybe a camel that's sitting. Okay. Alrighty, what is in that drink, Karen? Sorry, light bar, not fun to look at. Let's have a look at this guy. So one of the things that I also thought was really interesting about this place was that it seemed like there was like a pretty wide variety of material. Here's some more of that kind of body stuff, and I'm not sure if it's rotten inside when it ribbons through the material, or if this is like rhyolite. Again, we're going to need to cut it, but it's pretty fancy, and you can tell that it's very silicate rich. You find a nice view of this guy that you guys can ponder while I catch up on the chat. So what's your guess? Do you think that there's some yumminess that goes through this, or are we seeing a bunch of silicates just on the surface setting up in these bots and making something that's not sexy on the inside look way better? Kind of like tempura yams. I'm always hoping for like, oh, it's a shrimp, right? Or something good. And I mean, not that I don't love yams, but if you're going to tempura something. It looked like a cow, a fast chicken. Smash that like button. Thank you so much, Rock Twister. I really appreciate that. That does always help. And thanks y'all for coming around and hanging out if you're lurking or what have you. Let's see. Daniel says that he always, whoa, I lost it. Looking for material to carve his arrowhead pendants. Very cool. And so the arrowhead pendants, Daniel, do you like to use obsidian, or are you into harder stuff or softer stuff? I lost her. Anyone else? Gosh. No, don't go, Rock Twister. Okay, good. It looks like everybody, or Twister refreshed, and everybody else is looking like they're still here. Okay. And Lisa is in the house. Welcome in. Good Friday to you, Lisa. Good to see you. Thanks for joining. We're looking at some rocks that we got in Central Oregon at an undisclosed location only because some friends turned us onto it. And we're trying to figure out what we have here. This is the first time I've looked at it since putting it in the bag. So it's kind of fun. Um, let's see. And Ken said best analogy ever. What was the analogy? Is it something that somebody else said or me? Um, let's see. Oh no, the spider passed somehow. Natural causes. Oh, you made a pyre to send it off. That's very sweet and touching, Kyle. Wow, I feel like I've missed it and now it's gone. That's just sad. Oh, this is great. Um, and thank you. Yeah, this is some pretty stuff. It's going to be fun to try to get into it. And some Rocky Mountain Bear says send him to Valhalla. Call the Valkyries. And it looks like some bands above the bots. And so yeah, I'm kind of hoping that that this stuff has, I mean, it feels heavy enough that it could be good. This side of it has me a little suspicious. Wondering if it, see how some of the parts are hollow, like maybe indicating that the rock that all of this silicate action has set up upon might be a little rotten. Not sure. So we'll see. Lots of fun seam. These things always remind me of something that I want to eat, like a nice um, seam of something tasty. I don't know why. But yeah, definitely some fortification, little bit of pluming going on there. Um, might be kind of like that stuff that you might find at Stinking Water or the, oh, what's the reservoir I was thinking of? The other one. I'll think of it. You know what's great, Jackie, is my mind is finally relaxing after feeling like it was doing some serious hurdles all day. Another piece of like, I usually like something like this would probably be a leverite, but couldn't tell if that was some interesting stuff going on in there. And if that is in fact some pluming, then that might actually be a really pretty piece on the inside. Otherwise just kind of like a chunky piece of seam that has clear agate or quartz inside wouldn't be that interesting. But I don't know about you guys, but white on clear is actually really beautiful. I know people get really excited about purple and blue and all the different gorgeous colors that things can set up like. But, especially as a jewelry person, I love working with white and clear and, maybe sometimes black, like pairing something like this with maybe some obsidian or something like that, because it goes with everything and it's still really pretty. But you can see some kind of fancy details in there, kind of almost looks like a snowflake. And so I was like, okay, you go in the bag. Don't want to leave any sad rocks that are pouting behind. And this one was kind of interesting just because it represented one of the things that I kept on seeing at this particular place, which was these nodules that were big, huge, almost like teardrops in the rhyolite. And this one has worked its way free of the rhyolite and is still, though, in that nodule shape. And they were just like, that's kind of like the teardrop shape, and the whole thing is the teardrop shape. These really weird, and then like the whole piece of rhyolite I don't know, like there might be a piece that resembles it in the bag still. We'll dunk in the bag and get some more, but that it like they would be going crosswise through the rhyolite almost as though you were folding dough, like a bread dough or something like that, and you got all of the bubbles in the pockets and they all kind of go in the same direction. That's what these vugs looked like. I mean, they were just like all of these repeating, almost even the same size vugs that were all these like sort of teardrops, and it was really really cool looking, you know, on some bigger pieces that I couldn't have hauled out of there. And so they were there to just, you know, absolutely be mesmerized by. So cool seeing the geology setup. Anyway, so I took one as a memento. Let's get in here and get some more bits. And while I do, I will catch up on the chat. Love white on clear. Yeah, Ken. It's just neat because you can really appreciate what's going on with the geology itself that way. Not that, you know, colors are a bad distraction, but it's neat to see like the, you know, delicate plumes that are just white on clear are some of my favorites to work with. And whatever mineral it is that's doing the white, if it's I'm not even sure. I'm not sure what mineral it is, but it seems to do plume in a very intricate way too, and so that's always nice. I guess one thing I could have done here with this one, I'm getting some dog hairs, and so sorry in advance. I'm wondering if the light bar is going to do anything for this. Let's move this. Hello. Maybe a little light bar. Just hanging out at the light bar on Friday night. Not really. But you're seeing that contrast is so cool. Opaque as opposed to the translucent. I think that's like, you know, part of the subtlety is what makes it so cool. Being less verbose. Okay, here's another one of those like a giant vug from the rhyolite of the agate. And I don't mean giant like, you know, it's small by agate vug standards, but these rhyolite bubbles that you would see in the host rhyolite, like that's a pretty big bubble to see again, like repeated through a chunk of rhyolite. But look at this. I just loved this. I'm gonna redo our little, see, zoom in thing. That didn't work. Okay, what? Let's see, try it again. There we go. And so it just doesn't want to do it that close, I guess. There. Isn't that the neatest design? It looks like architecture, like a hallway or something. I was just mesmerized by that. So not only was it a larger indication of what the rhyolite was doing, but also it just had the pretty fortifications. I don't believe that it could be blue, or it could have something to do with this surrounding rhyolite doing like a gorgeous tint job on it. It would be awesome once I cut it, if it was just, you know, beautifully blue, but it could also just be clear. Oh, Jackie's got some oolitic stuff from there, white and clear. That would be fantastic. You know how I like my ooh lights, especially when they are that. Let's see, I'm backtracking just a little bit while you get a chance to look at the pretty architecture. Yeah, a thin slice would be very, very cool as far as this goes. Rock twister. Polish that puppy. Yeah. Agree. Yeah, we're all kids in the candy store rocking Willers for sure. A portal to fun as opposed to like the lose your memory portal. Yeah, wormhole. I like it. Oh, and Rockin' Willers is reminiscing about meeting Mr. Ellensburg Blue. Very cool. Yeah, Ellensburg Blue is some tasty blue. I do not have any Ellensburg Blue. That's a little bit of, out of my pay grade. At this time, it would be fun to try to go find some. Although we have the holly agate it's purple as opposed to blue most of the time, kind of like a indigo, but also beautiful. Ellensburg would be lovely to work with. I mean, it's actually they still don't exactly know scientifically why it's blue. How cool is that? Little UFO traveling around in your picture. Yeah, Jeff. Ellensburg is in Washington, and it is a fortification agate that they find. It is more of a like sky blue, and there was an Australian scientist that was working in Ellensburg trying to figure out what the optic situation was that it was blue, or rather, what the mineral situation was in the stone, and found that it was more likely the refraction of the color of the sky in the stone as opposed to a mineral that was turning it blue. Any way you slice it, no pun intended, it's gorgeous, and that is fascinating. But I think that it was not conclusive. So I think that there might be some more studying that needs to happen. I would be happy to do some of that studying. I'm on board if anybody needs their Ellensburg studied. And then, yeah, the holly blue, Jeff, that's gorgeous. And the holly blue, I don't believe it's as expensive as the Ellensburg. You can go and try to find Ellensburg, but it's been extremely picked, I guess. Whereas the holly, that it's very hard to find that because the mine is owned and is closed. Or the source, I should say. Oh, there's another blue from Red Top Mountain near there that is not Ellensburg, but sometimes mistaken for it. Seems like I've heard of that. And maybe a couple channels have done some work on that. And it is a gorgeous blue, that's for sure. Luna blue agates, that sounds lovely. Yeah. All right. Yeah, like, we're all gonna go watch blue agate videos when we're done here, right after watching Patrick's video. And of course, Cowboy is selling on eBay or Etsy. That's good to know. All right, and so what we're looking at here is probably a sandwich or some kind of a layer cake of some really nice agate there at the bottom. And again, not sure if it's blue or if it's being tinted by the fact that it's got a rind that's dark on the bottom. And then that layer on top seems very much like opal, and I'm gonna have to the ultimate scratch test is the scratch that you do with like the 320 wheel, right? when you're polishing something, and you, especially when you have two different hardnesses that are side by side on a rock, you get a chance to find out what the different hardnesses are very fast. And so we'll probably perform an experiment of its own on this guy here. Very, very pretty though. And so you can see again, it's a seam. This is very clear looking. And so that looks like it's probably a clear agate as opposed to being so blue looking like this view here. And we have some more of what looks like that yummy pluming. And I don't know. I'm just enamored by it. Like the more spidery, I'm sorry, Kyle, was that too soon? Like I don't mean to mention spiders if you're still in mourning over your wolf spider. I mean, was he a good friend? Got some little nublins there. Some more of the opal right there on top. I'm trying to find that other pocket. Yeah, there we go. And some more like little spider webs of the cool lacy plumy stuff. And so we'll get into that guy and see. Sometimes, you know, they are what they are. Other times they are absolutely elegant. And so it's fun to get into the rocks, as you guys know, and find out what kind of characters they are. This one I picked up because it almost felt limb casty to me, but like now I think it feels more like seam. See, it was this rind here that it's like, goodness, yeah, not that happening there, but that could just be organic stuff left over from the seam that it was in. It still kind of looks limb casty to me, actually. I'm going to talk myself in and out of this for a few, probably before coming to any sort of a conclusion. You know, like that little roundiness of it too. That's a tough call. And like I said, that other red material that I started this off with really kind of had like a limb cast vibe to it as far as what its innards look like, not what its outers look like. It would have been a big one. Let's see, what have we got going on here? I've known him little, but good spider. Oh, thank you, Allison. You rock as well. Literally, you are the prairie girl that rocks. And one day, Allison, I am not a pro musician as you are, but I would love to jam sometime. I've been playing a lot of ukulele lately, but I do have a mandolin and I don't think I could keep up, but I do love to jam. And so one of these days, Ellison, if you ever come across country or something like that, I don't know if you'd want to be schlepping your old bass there, that whole stand-up thing, but I do have a Fender like plug-in style bass here that you could play. You'd play it a lot better than I do. Let's see. Rockin' Willers says, Ozone, after I am done making cabs for my 22 family members and my side of the family and Rosie's side, and if I hope I have more than enough, we will hook up with you and give you some. It'll be a while. You know what, Rockin' Wheelers, that is a very, very nice thing. Thank you so much for extending the sentiment of that. Definitely work on those calves for your family members, and we'll see. We'll see what happens on the flip side of that. But that sounds like a very fun endeavor as it is. So we got a nice, like, cool little fortification there. Another just chunk of seam. I hate saying just chunk of seam. I mean, you know, all of these rocks deserve love, right? And backlighting isn't, you know, it's very, very much an agate, very, very clear, but not showing off that banding much. Let's get down in here. Let's see. Before you conclude to be inconclusive, yes, as a rule. And let's see. Yeah, so here's one of those forts that seems to, you know, have flipped that white on the inside instead of being on the bottom or outside. That material that looks like it's, you know, it's having an identity crisis. Like, not sure, am I white agate or am I opal? Not sure. Let's see. Allison seriously rocks. Rocky Mountain Bear is saying that she actually sent the bear some honey. I was so confused until my nose caught a whiff. Then I dug in. Oh, that's so great. That is great to hear. I know we have such a super cool community. I love it. And maybe even, yeah, we could always attempt the computer jam. And your brain struggles to play the bass sideways, Allison. I totally hear that. I would imagine that would be enough of a shift, degrees wise, that it might mess up the synapses. Well, that's super cool. Yeah, any and all are invited to the jam, you guys. It would be super cool to have like an all rock jam happening. Everybody loves rocks kind of jam. Yeah, so more, you can see just how like super duper silicate this location was. This one was neat. This one made the cut because look at this little water lines. Ah. You're so cute. It looks like, bots were trying to happen up there. Like, so we have a space scene going on, like we've got the water lines, and then we've got these like orbs going on, kind of like a UFO sky. Oh, it looks like, okay, so water lines over here, but maybe forts over there. This one's going to be really neat. Like I'm seeing like opposing lines. I don't even know what's going on in there. That's like my Friday. That is exactly all the directions that I went today. I love it. All right, let's see. It's got a creamy center. Yep, Jenny. Oh, Rockin' Wheelers was apologizing for not hitting the thumbs up until now. And thank you. These gems certainly are mesmerizing. I had nothing to do with it other than being so lucky as to happen upon them. But I really appreciate the likes, guys. It's super extra double helps the channel. You guys all know about the algorithms and all that stuff. We do this to hang out together, but it's always nice when YouTube does a thing too, and Utah, anybody who wants to do a thing and make it easier. Oh, look there's even more going on over there. Oh, this is going to be a neat. Yeah, I'm definitely going to have to dig into this. I'll probably cut it so that this is not such a weird oblique angle, like a little bit straighter, and we'll get a good view of what sort of absolute madness made that happen. It's just going in all different directions. That's so cool. Gotta love rocks. You gotta love rocks for making you feel normal for being like that crazy. See, because that's beautiful, right? Oh, Rockin' Wheelers, thank you so much. All right. I really appreciate that. You're so generous. And that's going straight to join Kyle's funds that will, in combination, help to buy the saw blade for the saw. And so we'll be doing more cutting. I really, really appreciate that. It is like opening up presents on Christmas, right? And I definitely wanted to share this with you guys without opening it up first, so that we're all looking at this stuff together. So, yep, Sandmaker, cut. Oh, I was starting to say, yeah, I've got a notched blade that I can put on the saw in the interim that I'm waiting on the thin sintered blade, but the thing gobbles up so much extra rock, and it is a beast. I wouldn't want to try to cut anything that had some gentler stuff on it, like opal, even, this common opal that we're looking at, that's not one. Where did, oh, this guy. I would be so afraid that the big notched blade would just shatter that. So here's one of those teardrops And it looks like I didn't grab any rhyolites that had the feature going on. It was very hot. I think I had that brain fatigue that happens when you it's too hot and you can't make good decisions anymore. And so I left some stuff behind that probably should have come along. But so this is what was going on inside that teardrop vug inside the rhyolite. And I know that that like might be redundant for some of you guys as far as like, yeah, of course, that's how vugs work. You got like the fortification agate that sets up on the walls like an everlasting gobstopper, and it might, have the good luck to fill in even more with some quartz, and maybe even make some crystals and bada boom, bada geode, there you go, and that sort of thing. But I mean, it's ever so enthralling to, see how many different ways that scenario plays out. And in this particular case, there are these like repeated weird stretched out, like I said, like dough, or when you're folding taffy or something like that, and you get these like bubble things, and then they stretch it, and then it cools, and you've got these long weird bubble teardrops. So anyways, I thought that was really neat that this one got the whole works. There are definitely nubbins in there. And as per Dustin's, just takes a little bit of iron out. Might have to play with some acid to see that one come clean. More of this kind. So this is basically what was going on. These seams that were setting up with the quartz inside. It was so much harder to see when we were collecting, and it looks like some of the host rock still being kind of on the rotten side and trying to work its way out, because lots of little fun caves, little back caves in there. Yep. Although this stone also is presenting with very nice nostril hygiene. I don't see any problems in there. Looking good. All right. Yeah, Rockin' Willers is so cool. Like, donating to the SAW Fund, I appreciate it so much. Oh, is somebody asking about what I'm talking about? I'm the UV Fund. Oh, Ken. Yes. Oh, look at this one. Oh my goodness. Yeah, the notch blades are sketchy. I ran it with the notch blades for a bit, but I was working with, oh my gosh, Rockin' Willers, that's like way, 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 way too generous. I shall name the new blade Rockin' Wheeler. Just after you, because that does bring it so much closer. Thank you. Yeah, double donation, double down on the awesomeness. That turns my frown upside down today, because today was such a challenge. And so that's awesome. Thank you so much. We all really like Kyle, right? Rockin' Willers? Yeah, we're all lucky to know the dude. That's for sure. Rocky Mountain Bear, are you taking a break from your honey and the rock taffy instead? Taffy and honey, things that Rocky Mountain Bears like. Let's see. So we will be missing a lot of live sale for Kyle due to Rosie's mom visiting her on the weekends due to her health. Oh, that's too bad. You can always watch the replays. They're also very entertaining. She's about 90 years old. Wow, that's awesome. Rock on. Rock on, Rosie's mom. And so his son and Rosie and I on the weekends and doctor's appointments. Busy, busy, busy. Right. Very nice nostrils. Yes, I would agree. Was there an A word? um, let's see here. I did find a good place to go rocking, and here I've been like, this is very organic. Look at how gloopity. So this is what I hope that some of those bots look like on the inside of that other one. That is just like such a cool floral pattern of fortification bodiness. So this is another one that probably just needs to get cleaned up, and then maybe this rind gets sanded off and see what it looks like just as a cool specimen, because that window is delightful. That's just gorgeous. Kyle keeps on hearing his name. Just you were getting the love from Rockin' Willers and the rest of us. Don't worry, we weren't talking badly. Where did I find these? Asked Jeff. I found these in a location in Central Oregon that would be considered part of the Crooked River caldera, but the exact location I am not at liberty to chat about, only because some friends took us there and it's sort of their secret honey hole. And so until I get the green light on it's okay for us to, I think what they're probably talking about wanting to claim it, and so there's that. So anyway, name it the Ozone Terminator. Okay. Thank you, Rock Mullers. Yeah, like I should have asked, what would you like me to name it for that? Okay, so yeah, everyone loves River as well, Rock and Willers. And so, all right, the Terminator for sure. Let's see. Watching the replay is like maybe even a little bit of a tease, because you would want to be buying some of it, or you couldn't believe that somebody passed on that one, or you would have bid for that. And yet, yeah, if it's the replay, you can't do that. So I get it. It's kind of like window shopping when the shops are closed. Not fair. You wouldn't cut that one. Yeah, Jenny, I'm thinking that this one probably I should just do a polish on and find out what else is going on before proceeding. It would be cool to window the rest of it and see what's going on. So yeah, that one goes in the not going to last very long in a pile, and we'll get some attention. So this little guy, amongst a lot of just agate, and, whenever I say just agate, it's just not even fair, because, on the beach, an agate even this big would be like, oh my gosh, it's my find of the year. But there was a lot of, clear agate hanging around, and I was picking up the stuff that had interesting inclusions like this bit of white, especially to find out what it is. And it was popping. That was like the way that the day was going, is that, everything that was clear was starting to, you can't see it anymore. And you're starting to see the anomalies, when you get your agate goggles on and you're hunting a spot. Look at that. Isn't that pretty? I love it when it does that. Like just follows the line of the matrix material with lace. Ah. That's pretty, and it looks like very gooey chalcedony on the inside, which if that's tight enough, that could be irisy too. Oh my goodness. To cut or not to cut? And I'm checking the chat here, and if I missed something really important, feel free to yell at me in all caps, because yeah, I'm multitasking and looking at rocks. And you guys know that sometimes looking at rocks alone is so absorbing that somebody could be talking like straight at your ear and you wouldn't know that they were talking to you. Never happens in this household. I can guarantee you that. Okay, so what? Check toilets? I have a feeling we've lapsed back into some spider talk here. Checking the toilets for things. Um, oh no. So Rock and Willer's talking about not being able to bid fast enough because of arthritis-y hands. It's not fair. Just prepare it and then get ready to just put the send button. Decide what you're willing to spend and just pop that bad boy. Um, let's see. Lace face. I know, huh? I should frame it properly while I'm reading. Slice that hole in the center and inlay something. Ooh, Ken. Yes. Okay, Ken, what would you inlay in the middle? Let me know. Or I'm going to extend that to the entire intellectual sourcing here. Sourcing. I'm making words up as well. Yeah, cut. Probably like the Rock and Willers is asking if what am I going to do with these gorgeous things, and are they specimens? And some of them will get cut, some of them will remain specimens, some of them will end up in people's boxes, I'm sure. The solid stuff almost looks patchy. Yeah, I agree. I think it's common opal for sure. And I'm wondering if Sonia is asking that of, yeah, Kyle. Cut it, says Rocky Mountain Bear. Yeah, maybe still. I still don't know yet. All right. Turquoise. Ooh, turquoise would look beautiful in there, guys. Yeah. Oh my gosh. You know what's fun about cutting and carving is that, if I had like a proper amoeba shape, I could actually do like the inlay could mimic the shape of the outer, design. Like if one was so inclined. That's one of the things that I got into lapidary in the first place, was that when I was making jewelry, all you get is like squares and circles and ovals and sometimes triangles, and those are great shapes, but I wanted to work with different stuff. And so if you can cut your own, then if you have a vision like that, then by all means, you don't have to set a circle in the middle of something organic looking like this. You can make another organic hole shape. So, oh yeah, no worries, Kyle. This is Tangentsville. Are you kidding me? Like, this is a no holes barred chat. Anything goes. Valet Tudo. All right. Yeah, and I love the help of the indecisive with more indecisiveness, but I love that like minds all think alike. So I like this guy because you can see that where probably calcite was residing before, and this guy was trying to grow up too. I always love stuff like that tell their little stories, and bots were trying to happen in there. And this whole bug residing in some rhyolite. So I guess that really big one at the very top was the one that I took as my rhyolite sample, because usually I try to take a sample of the things that are happening in the geologic area so that I have reference. And so I'll circle back to that one when we're through, because we're almost done here. Another pretty seam with some more of that action going on. I think I took these guys because they did just look gooey enough to be irisy. So we'll see. Let's see what we've got here. Oh, and so this little guy is some of that potch you were talking about. And I think that either that's staining, or if that goes all the way through, which it might, because you've got like that little band that goes, then it's some pretty neat, like what is probably iron stained potch. that was happening. And this was like the onlyest little nug that I found. I could center it. I don't have to be holding it over here. um, but yeah, it feels like lighter. It's like porcelain. It's neat. And so there was some pretty interesting geology happening there. That was a lot of fun. And so I'm just gonna bring back this guy because he is the reference. Whoops. Of the kind of the original, like a lot of the rhyolite that was happening there looks like that. And you see how this looks swept, and then there's like the pitting of the holes. Like the bigger pieces looked swept like that too. You'd see this linearity going in a direction, and then those teardrop vugs were going in the same way, kind of like how you see some of these holes here are pulling a little bit, and some of the pieces were much more exaggerated. Did Karen have her camera slash phone with her? No. So there will not be a video on this adventure because it was not documented. It didn't happen. Might have been a dream, actually. And so when we cut into this, we'll get a little bit more of an idea again of the rhyolite. I like the color. It's very, pinky, peachy, sunset colors. And so, yeah, pretty stuff. Excited. All right. And so the dirty water at the bottom of the bowl ends the agate portion of our evening. I'm gonna take this blurredliness away, and we're going to check out some opals. And this is where I was going to definitely engage. Okay, so I was cleaning the the bucket out with that, and so that's not looking any better. We can do this. Nice and clean. Move. See, this is what just happened. That's the organization factor on my desk right now. Let's pull this light in a bit. And if it's not on camera, it never happened, right? It's kind of like going to Vegas or something. Bring this down. Let's see. Turquoise, or maybe something a little bit harder, blue-green jade. Yeah, I brought back some really neat blue-green material from the Idaho, Utah, Wyoming, Oregon trip. Ken says that one reminds me of waffles. That sounds delicious. I might have to have some kind of a waffle snack. Sonia loved the color and texture. Lisa said inlay cut obsidian. Yeah. I actually have a few obsidian pieces that I was wondering what I wanted to do with, and that actually is a really good suggestion. Let's see. Put in a river. Oh my goodness. Yeah, it could be, we could create a landscapey type thing. That's good. Loves me a good tangent, Allison Amen. Let's see. Where are we at? Dark adventure. And bring on the opals. Yeah. Okay. So I've been cutting opals. Some of these might look familiar to you. I did showcase some opals, but some of them like just got cut like that guy. You can see that some of the material actually comes from the lights. How to get rid of the circle. So some of the opals you can see come from the same opal stone, which is kind of fun. Like actually this one and this one came from the same boulder, and this one and this one and this one came from the same boulder. And actually, this one and this one came from the same boulder. This one, I think, came from the same boulder as these two. I know these two came from this one, and that one also did. But we're going through a different quality range, and some of them are turned sideways. But so like when you're and you will now, like, after seeing these guys and becoming familiar with what these guys look like, this one is rough, that comes from the same one as this one and that one and that one, right? And so this one of the things that you work with as far as when you're cutting the opals is that just like the seams in some of these agates that want to go glooping all over the place. Uh-oh, hold on just a second, guys. We need to plug in. All right. Okay, I think disaster averted. And so that the divot, like, you can see this one's cut out because it had an issue. And so that one got sliced out to try to figure out, okay, how do we deal with that? Do we make a cabochon that's got a divot in it, or do we slice it along the issue? And there's sand pit right there, boof, matrix pit, and some issues right there. And that's not even counting, like, if we take a really close look, that if there are any healed fractures or anything like that in there. And so these characteristics I don't have a problem with, as long as those are inclusions that don't have fractures with them. I don't mind. I think that, like, in the case of, hey, there's the circle. In the case of this guy here, you can see that I left those marks in, and I like that. I think that it gives character to the stone. And so some Puritans might think, no, not so much. And then other people might think, yeah, I like that. That's very unique. And so I'm going to try to catch up really quick. Although I'm going to hold these up so that you guys, like, I am literally, like, telling you, go ahead and take a close look and think about what you would do if you were cutting them with the, especially knowing that the divot in the sand is in that one. So what do we do with that? And then I'm going to explain what's the problem with that one too. And that's why they're still hanging out and not cabochons already. All right. So again, I'm holding these for you guys to see, and now being a good girl and going back and looking at the comments that I missed. And let's see. Oh, Manny is here. And what is it? Good morning to you, Afia Raka. Just in time for the opals, yeah. Yep, I guess we were waiting around for you. Oh yeah. So Rocky Mountain Bear, I have absolutely no problem chasing thin color bars, and a lot of the boulder opals that I can get don't have huge color bars, because money. So, getting pretty stuff is awesome, and then yeah, you have to be a bit of a magician to make sure that you don't, like, rub through the color bar when you're trying to polish it up. It depends on if the fracture is healed or not. Definitely Bob's rocks. And so I don't think on this guy, I don't think we have any fractures at all, but I know for sure that we've got some fractures here. And if I can't tell, then it's getting cut, because I can't resell something that maybe might have something, even if I don't make it fracture anymore, like, I just don't feel good about it. And so Let's see. Okay, Jenny is voting for a no cut again. And so, yeah, there would be a way to carve into the stone and maybe make something that's like a little bit more of a sculptural cabochon, Jenny. That's possible. It depends. And I'd probably take a bunch of the back end off of this because that's like obviously way too chizunky. Um, but let's see. Sandmaker, nice advice. An option. Yeah, the patterns. Dremel it to see where it leads. So what would be what we're looking to see where what leads? Because yeah, these guys, I am not using a I'm not using wheels per se with the all of these stones here. I obviously love to do whatever like organic shapes, and these are done completely by hand with rotary tools like Nova wheels and centered burrs and that sort of thing, because I just feel for me wheels go too fast, and so every opal gets like just hand done. It's just the way that I like to do it. All right, and so let's see. I do anything to not make it smaller. Yeah, and so that's. I'm gonna put these down for a second. So this, if you guys saw my little short, it's this stone here, and that is like a firecracker of a stone. It's hard to. Yeah. Let's take it out, guys. And I might even have something that I can hold it with. Okay. And I'm getting behind, but you know, opals, you guys, I'm getting all excited. Polished by hand, like contour style. That's what I do. Absolutely. Thank you, Jackie. Smash a sunstone into the divot. Yeah, there's an idea. I might cut straight through the divot and toss a sunstone in there. Okay, hold on. So I just so happen to have. So if we had this guy, I'm getting scattered. I was going to show you guys the triangle, but yeah, my brain. So this is just sitting in a bezel cup, and so obviously that's not representational. But yeah, something like this. Do something like that, guys. So a lot of times when I try to eyeball what I want a piece of jewelry to be like, you know, I'll throw a, that's not going to be the setting for that jewel, but I'll throw a jewel into something just so that I can start eyeballing what a thing could be. I awfully like that idea. What do we think? Oh, hey, Annie. Do you love this opal? Me too. It's pretty. Or an itty bitty piece of turquoise into the sandy divot. That could happen as well. Rosie has 3 sets of black opals. Oh no, I'm sorry that they were stolen, but black opals, yummy. Yeah, they are fabulous. That little triangle would be worth more like that by itself than as part of the bigger stone. Right, exactly. And so that's why to, thank you, Manny. That's why to cut down your stuff. Is, yeah, sometimes you got to be sort of Puritan about it. Okay, oh, there we go. I do have tweezers. Tweeze. So yeah, I was going after just the color on this guy. You can see it's just it's banging even though it's blurry. That's pretty darn fun. And you know that usually cameras have a hard time picking up opals. And so I had to, like, this had to be this size, and I had to separate it from what else might have gone on because dang. Woo! That's just a party. Do you know how long I just like sat there and was mesmerized by that little guy? Yeah. And so small but fabulous. Okay, so that tangenting came from this guy, and that's where it was. But what was going on, and you can see it in the video, was that actually this piece here was raised over the top of about like that much where my tweezers are, and that's where that guy was actually on top of all this business. I cut down into it because I knew I'm going to have to get underneath here next, and so I just went ahead and went deeper than I needed to. And so I probably took off an easy like 6 millimeters off of the bottom of the triangle, this guy, to get it. But you can see its triangle and everything. Now, this is a river that, you know, goes down in through here too. And so I just get to do a bunch of troubleshooting as to how to get in there, because that's every bit as good color wise as what I just got out of that triangle. And I don't know how far to this side or this side this goes, but that's something that I get to go after. You know, there's really no indication of how deep that is from where I'm sitting. It could be a pool that goes underneath this whole thing, you know, from here all the way to here. Don't know. So just fun to play with. So let's see, going back to the comments, and then we'll look at the second stone. Let's see. You can fill sand pockets with gold or silver inlay. That's a good idea too, Pigeon Blood Ruby. That would be something to think about when I start doing the polishing on this one. I'm gonna see what else is going on, and then maybe if it can remain this large and, you know, have an interesting center card like this, then I'm inclined. That's pretty darn neat, and that would make it so that I could leave the stone together, although it's got some strange terrain, but it would have something sticking out over the top of it, so the terrain might not seem so strange that way. 2 or 3 smaller stones directly into the stone. Yeah, that might be the way to go. I think also you guys are all having these super cool ideas. I love it. I'm gonna need to pay you guys all some kind of like creative fee, right? Yeah, those beautiful play of color in that particular piece of, and you know, when you're working with the boulders, I like the color, like the body color ones, but you know, shoot, if it's white opal and it's going to be dazzling, then I don't have yeah, it totally looks like an opal river, Patrick. Yeah, I'll take a beautiful white opal out of a boulder opal, and that one even looks like it's got some body color, even though to me it's very white for a boulder opal. Kyle's got to light a pyre. Aw, a moment of silence for the spider. And Steinkern. Let's see. Bob, you know it. Definitely another day for a mud tan, and I'm trying to grab those days now that fall is just about here. I need to get cracking, because I can do the end polish inside, but as you know, all the cutting needs to go on outside. Now this is another thin one, and you can see that there's a like a crack inclusion issue right there, and then there's one right there, and then there's one right there. Now, I don't know how far down they go, so I'm going to have to hit it with, you know, like the 240. And usually I start with the 240 on the the Nova points, not even a diamond for something like this guy. And so we'll see. But I have a feeling I'm just gonna have to cut this into smaller pieces. But it's got some pretty colors in it. It's pretty dazzling. Could make it wet and cheap. The dazzler, pretty. You know, those are the fun colors, the blues and the greens and the purples. And so, yeah, that one's going to be a challenge, but I'm looking forward to digging in to those. I've got some special orders that need some opals. So I'm going to be cutting opals until I get the, the shapes or whatever that I need. Like something like this. Actually, I'll put it on this so that we can bring it up close. I love the idea of, see, it's just a silver cup there. Doing like a little side-by-side kind of thing. And then maybe I have some small bits that I also polished up, where like, since that's kind of like a semicircular thing, everybody's sliding around. I'm trying to do this looking at the phone instead of the project. So like having the tip continue its shape around type thing, and then having that like, so, putting together pieces like this is why I love having odd shaped cuts, is that you're going to end up with some pretty unique designs at your disposal. And I don't know the meaning of waste. Like when there's tiny little pieces, I make tiny little opals out of the tiny little pieces. That's an earring pair, and they're just minuscule, but I don't know if we're going to be able to get the color, but like those are the same. They're from this stone. And so they're the greens. And so, yeah, maybe some tiny studs, or, the tops for some dangles or something like that. With opal, like, I think that there's probably like some kind of penalty, like life or something like that, if you don't save like the little bits and make stuff out of them too. Yeah, and so I think opal teeth, right? Okay, yeah, you guys, we all drank the opal Kool-Aid, you know it. Oh my gosh, I missed some stuff up here. Wait a second. Pyrite from a thrift store that someone did that too. Pewter miner. Oh, right. Yeah. Oh, that's hilarious. Treat it like a fossil. Yes. You guys have all seen the sculptures of like a big pyrite, whatever cluster, and then there's like a miner glued to the top of it. Yeah. Okay, that's my maker's challenge next time. I'll just do that. But no, it was okay. Yeah, Jackie, nose rings. Totally. Like any of that kind of stuff. I love having these like little itty bitty guys, and like, they can also be pretty darn bright, and so this light isn't doing them a whole lot of justice, but yeah, I love making them like a little what's the word I'm looking for, the little sidecar gem on a ring or something like that. There's some definite possibilities. An opal mosaic. You've probably seen the opal mosaic jewelry out there, Rock and Willers, and if you haven't, you should look that up. They are gorgeous. I used to have a watch that was an opal mosaic watch, and it was pretty like fashion bombastic. Like people would definitely turn their head to look at my opal mosaic watch. That was back when I was going to gem show and stuff like that, but I couldn't resist. Yeah, the opal dangles at an end of an earring. In fact, Sonia, I was thinking about actually those two little greenies being the posts, and then the dangles were going to be the sunstones, and then leave them open backed so that they could pick up the light from behind when they were dangles. But it could go the other way around too. And so like tinies are always super for earrings, especially. And the fact that you can like carve an earring pair out of a small, like that's an earring pair, and this one's too, and they've got some cobalt blue flash in them. So yeah, the silver shell from the, oh, thank you, Bob's Rocks. Yeah, I need to pour some more shells. I've been hollowing out some fossils so that I can do some more of those. I just have to, you guys, like summer is coming to an end, and I need to like I have so much spray tan and all these different things that have to happen before I start doing studio stuff inside. And yet there's things that really really want to happen, like more sand casting. But it turns out that I guess sand casting is kind of more of a winter thing to do on account that I do it inside. Carve a crystal miner and donkey and then glue them to a lump of pewter. I think that's the one from before, yeah. Okay, so let us go ahead and we're going to do the thing. Let's see. There we are. And see, the sun is going down. Oh, need to. I plugged in the phone because you guys, we were on like 5%. This is my palm and my workstation over there. And look at that. How sad is that the faceting machine is wearing a ghost outfit? That makes me so sad. But I need to calibrate some stones like this weekend on that for a special order. But I mean, the reason why that's like that is it's outside work right now, and the faceting machine represents inside work, and so I'm trying to get everything that I can done outside that I can. Opal dangles at the end of an earring. Yes. Oh, we hit that. Did you ever get the silver clay? I don't do the silver clay, Bob, yet because I don't have a kiln. I would like to do the silver clay because I understand that there's, I guess there's a low melt one or low set one that you can do with a torch. That's kind of like a whole nother ball of wax that I would love to play with, but I'm not allowing myself yet because I should probably, do the sand casting now that I've figured that out. So not yet on the silver clay, but that will happen. My mom has a kiln and that she's not using, and that she like has been making trips up here, and so I might have to twist her arm and tell her that if she wants to use her kiln, that she can use it up here. She's not using it. Hey mom, if you're listening, maybe I need to borrow the kiln for a little bit. Because you guys, she does. So say hi to my mom. She'll be tuned in sometimes. And so yeah, the silver clay would be cool to do. And I need to do the sand casting too. Salvador Dali book is awesome. Yes. You got to do the lighting for one of his exhibitions. Manny, that's so cool. Yeah, I'm a huge fan. The ones that are sitting there, art of this 20th century Michelangelo and Salvador Dali, and those are like, that's, I actually was more of an artist, like two-dimensional artist, and the jewelry has always been a passion of mine, but like I'm supposed to be a painter, I think. I'm not sure, but I was doing printmaking. That's what my mom does. Or she's also a good painter and all of that, but she was a master etching printer. And so yeah. Hi mom. That's cool. If she's tuned in, she's gonna be so tickled that people are hiing her in the chat. So yeah, she actually she took some of the metalsmithing skills and applied them to etching and vice versa, and so kind of neat there. But I was even doing some printmaking today for that. Yeah, etchings are awesome, and actually Salvador Dali did some of that too. But Michelangelo and Salvador Dali, as far as like technique goes, so much to learn there, and so I go through my books when they're not holding my monitor up, and do art thoughts, deep art thoughts. All right, you guys, thank you so much for I don't you think that, like, Manny, aren't most artists like kind of all over the place? Multidisciplinary. I think it makes it pretty interesting. Oh, you guys, like, I love that everybody said hi to my mom. Thank you so much. Like I said, that'll totally make her day. One of these days she'll probably be up on here because she'll be up here. Anyways, so thank you so much for coming to the Friday Live to help out with the opal cutting. You guys will definitely see what we do with those. There will be an opal video probably coming up soon, just because I've been taking footage of some of the headway that we've been making with the opals. I don't claim to be any kind of Justin, like no Pulitzer Prize or Black Opal Direct situation going on here. Just an interest in doing it and enjoying them and sharing that with you guys. And so, that's kind of the slant of what I'm doing. Like, I'm just a baby with that stuff. But yeah, you guys have a great weekend. Thank you for helping me out with the opals and sharing your crowd knowledge, and then also the fun of going through our Christmas presents from Central Oregon, the Crooked River Caldera. And you guys, I hope that you have a wonderful weekend. Get out there and do some rock hounding, play with your rocks, give your rocks some love. If you're not getting out, spend some time with them indoors. Maybe put on some music. You could do some dancing. You could always like treat them to a nice meal. You know what they like. So at any rate, thanks again for the hangout, Steinkern. Cheers to you and yours. Stay safe, and we'll probably see you on Kyle's Live tomorrow. And we will see you next week with a podcast, and I'll probably have that video of the fossil fish. There's one right there, getting prepped for you this coming week. And so, anyways, cheers. We'll see you next time.